Hello, we are Kateryna and Monika, and we would like to present our project, which we did with the Ministry of Justice. It's about universal jurisdiction, justice for Ukraine. And at first, we would like to present Lithuania's role in Ukraine's justice process. Then, what is universal jurisdiction and why is it important? Shown Lithuanian experience. Then we consider best practices, what is the situation in the other countries, and what can we learn from it. And finally, we present our toolkit. So let's begin. Why should universal jurisdiction be applied in the case of Ukraine? As President Zelensky mentioned at the beginning of the war, Ukraine needs weapons, but Ukraine needs justice. And Lithuania took responsibility for justice from President Zelensky's 10-point peace plan. And you can ask me why we should do it if we will have a special tribunal. Yes, hopefully we'll have a special tribunal, but only for crime of aggression. Then you can ask me, but we have ICC. Yes, we have International Criminal Court, and ICC have already started investigation for war crimes, but they have limited resources and quite slow. And in Ukraine, we have so many war crimes, and you can see on the slide these terrible numbers and how many children were killed and injured, and still war is now. And another option which we would like to propose you, it's universal jurisdiction, because universal jurisdiction allows every country to pursue the prosecution of international crimes regardless of where the crime is committed and the perpetrators and victims' nationalities. And to prove this thesis that universal jurisdiction can be an effective tool for justice for Ukraine, is that 20 countries have already started universal jurisdiction in Ukrainian case. And you can see on the slide what kind of countries are. And the second reason why Ukraine needs help is because national court system also almost destroyed. 14% do not administer justice, 11% damaged or destroyed, and 9% of courts located on occupied territories. Also, Ukraine have lack of judges, and you can see on the slide, yellow color, it's how many judges should be, and blue color, how many judges in fact.
So when we first started this project, we realized that the scope of the project actually is pretty big, and we had to analyze a lot of material, academic material, also policy paper, and talk to various stakeholders. Here you can see all our project with different milestones and results. So first of all, we conducted a current situation analysis, speaking to different stakeholders from prosecutor's office to international experts. Then we decided to organize the roundtable discussion where we could share the practical experiences of criminal justice systems employees and workers and experts, what problems they see. And based on that material, we decided to propose a toolkit, some sort of practical tool to help prosecutors and police in their everyday work, everyday tasks, how to make their work easier. And also our analysis was based on the analysis of the best practices of 5 European countries that apply universal jurisdiction most successfully, and it is Belgium, Germany, Sweden, Norway, and Netherlands. In our current situation analysis, first of all, we realized that the most difficult task is to understand how to make the process of the universal jurisdiction easier in the practical sense, but also we realized that there is no clarity on the concept itself. And actually different experts have sometimes different opinions where the limits of the universal jurisdiction is. So we analyzed a lot of materials, and we understood that universal jurisdiction is actually the situation when not perpetrator, neither the victim is in the country, and they are not nationals of that country, and also the crime is committed elsewhere, but the crime is a heavy violation of the international humanitarian law, such as genocide and crimes against humanity. That's why any national jurisdiction in the world could investigate this crime. And also, universal jurisdiction is a very important tool for justice, because it's limited capacity of international courts sometimes. And also there is many difficulties in the evidence gathering process. And local police and prosecutors cannot always do the universal jurisdiction, the national jurisdiction in universal jurisdiction case, because sometimes the regime just don't want to prosecute its own employees, such as, for instance, in the case of Belarus. And here you can see how many cases of universal jurisdiction there are globally, and in Germany and in Lithuania. Right now we have one case from Ukraine and 2 cases from Belarus. And about the best practices, we also understood that different countries use different methods how to make this process easier. For instance, they have separate laws of universal jurisdiction or separate police units. But the most important discovery is that universal jurisdiction, as difficult as it is actually growing globally, as you can see from this graph.
And finally, we would like to present you our toolkit. And here you can see how it looks like. And using this QR code, you can download it. There are more than 40 pages. For that reason, we just present you several of it. But at first, we will consider what is universal jurisdiction toolkit. It consists of 3 parts. First block, it's overview. Second block, it's pretrial tools, how to collect evidence at a distance, what digital tools can be used, cooperation inside and outside the country. And third block, it's for trial tools, how to have a fair trial in absentia. And we would like to present you several tools, digital tools, how to collect evidence in a distance. And the first one is an analysis of satellite images. Everybody saw mass murders in Bucha. And actually, satellite images help to prove that the bodies appeared during the Russian occupation. And it was not a show or insinuation. The second one is monitor radars and marine traffic vessels, official monitoring systems. And we also saw it when Russia exported stolen Ukrainian grain to Turkey by vessels Mikhail Nenashev. And you can see on the slide the way how this vessel crossed. And here we would like to present you actually some tools for crime scene review. And you can see how many rockets were in Kharkiv, in my hometown, in Kharkiv region. And of course, as far as it's very dangerous to participate in crime scene review, we propose this use drones and 3D scanner tools. And Lithuania actually have this technology as well. In Ukraine, we just combine these two tools, drones with 3D scanner tools. And we have actually a very successful practice using that. The second one is a joint investigation team, and we considered it as a tool for effective evidence collection. And Lithuania was the first who initiated this G. 5 more countries joined it. And at the first of the history, Prosecutor's Office of ICC, of International Criminal Court, joined it. And of course, Eurojust. And also, as far as we heard from our stakeholders, the main problem was absence of trainings and knowledge about international criminal law. For that reason, was created Atrocity Crimes Advisory Group for Ukraine, which was created only last year. And actually, they provide strategic advice, operational assistance, and trainings for prosecutors as well. So it can be also very helpful helpful for universal jurisdiction investigation and further trials. And we would like to thank our project owner, Minister of Justice, and all stakeholders for their help and support. Thank you for your attention. Please don't hesitate to contact us. You can see a QR code and our contacts on the slide.